This is Christine Brown, and while I have to listen to this podcast as my motherly duty, you have the choice not to. My sons sometimes say some naughty things when they're trying to be funny, but really, they're just being stupid. If you still want to listen, go right ahead. I am not your mother.
Welcome back to the Patriots Dynasty Podcast, the podcast where we're going back, my brothers and I, and rewatching every game of the Patriots Dynasty era, including this one, unfortunately. I'm your host, Andy Brown. With me are the aforementioned brothers. Steven, how are you?
Good. Do you ever get weird looks when you tell people about this podcast and what you're doing?
Yeah, I just don't tell them.
Really?
Me neither.
This is a secret podcast for you guys? You don't tell people in your lives that you do this?
I tell some people. I only tell people if they ask.
Oh, I tell people. And then
I bet. Yeah, I know.
They go,
It does.
every game? And they go, yeah. Like, do you watch the whole game? I said, mostly.
Mm-hmm.
I did not watch all of this game, though. I watched it until about 11 minutes left, and then I turned it off.
Yeah, well, see, I have limited time these days, and I was a little angry by the end of watching this one that we actually decided to watch this whole fucking game and did this episode.
Oh, boo-hoo, Andy. They lose one game in like 35. And
This is what I'm saying. I forgot how to do it. I forgot how to watch Patriots losses.
It's a good game.
So long.
Did you?
It was until the end.
I did not watch it, no. but there was a good highlight package, like a good 13-minute highlight.
Oh, the extended one. Yeah.
Yeah, where you get a good flow of the game.
Yeah. All right. We'll link all those because we've had people asking for where to watch these. So the game is on YouTube. Highlights are on YouTube, and the extended highlights also on YouTube.
Well, let's put a watchability score on it right away.
Well, it's a name game.
This game legit. Well, it wasn't named by the Patriots.
No.
But when you're a Miami franchise who hasn't won anything since the 1970s,
let's see if Steve can name it, because he clearly likes his face. I can tell he doesn't understand his game as a nickname, and it's the most douchey nickname you could ever name a game.
The touchy-feely game.
It's not bad, but no.
Dude, AJ Feely is the quarterback, and that's so fucking sad for this defense.
Well, I don't think it was the defense that really did anything
wrong. Monday Night Football comeback game?
That's not very douchey. That's just boring.
It was called The Night That Courage Wore Orange.
Which, for the record, courage, orange, don't rhyme.
They don't. Like, the joke is that orange doesn't rhyme with anything, right?
Yeah.
Remember?
Yeah.
When you're like a kid?
Didn't Eminem rhyme it with door hinge?
Who came
Courageous.
up with that?
Some writer for the Bleacher Report.
Yeah, definitely a Dolphins fan.
It's a journalist, that obviously.
Yeah. Well, obviously, I don't know about obviously.
It's so sad.
Could you give it a better name, Greg?
Courageous. I don't get the courage part. Well, will they?
So the idea was that the Dolphins came in at 2-11. Patriots are 11-1, 12-1.
Yeah.
Yep.
And the Dolphins, the wheels fell off earlier this season when Ricky Williams retired like the day before training camp, so he could go to Europe and smoke a bunch of weed. Yep.
It's not weed shame on 421, Andy. Okay.
I'm not weed shaming. I'm just saying that was his reason for quitting, right? Because the league wouldn't let him smoke weed, so he said, "Fuck it, I'm gonna go do it myself then."
Now look at him.
Right? Yeah. And so they actually had 2 of their games postponed due to hurricanes as well. So they came in. This is a Monday night game, supposed to be highly touted.
And their coach
late
retired.
Season. Oh, yeah. Well, did he retire or did he get fired?
I think he got fired.
Oh.
Because they were talking about the interim head coach, whoever the fuck he was. Who was in this game?
Just no name.
He was Jim Bates, interim head coach.
Coached Belichick in Cleveland too, and Saban.
Did he? Oh, I missed it. I know I saw the Saban piece, but Jim Bates.
Yeah, it said Jim Bates is on that staff.
Huh. Well, Jim Bates claimed to fame. He's 1-0 against Bill Belichick. Because as Steve alluded to, they would not rehire him at the end of the season, even though there was a lot of talk about how he would get an interview. But they would instead go with then LSU head coach Nick Saban. And there was a lot of excitement around that because Nick Saban, hadn't he just won the championship? The college football championship?
Maybe.
Probably wins it every other year.
Yeah. But I mean, even back in 2004, LSU.
He wouldn't shut the fuck up about it in this game, though.
Yeah, he was winning at LSU too.
Yeah. So constantly. But yeah, basically, and the Pats went up. They were up 28-17 in the fourth with like 4 minutes left. Patriots scored to make it 28-17.
Yeah.
And so everybody's like, oh, well, most teams, 2-11, you're down. You don't have any of your players. And they were actually missing Zach Thomas as well in this game from injury. So they're just like down a bunch of players, down late.
Spread was 10.5 points too.
Yeah. And they still came back.
You must have been feeling pretty good. Patriots up 11, 4 minutes left. Spread 10.5.
Happening as it always did, all season.
It's in the league.
Yep. And then, for some reason, Tom Brady turned back into Drew Bledsoe. Sorry, Mom. But it's true. Throwing the back-breaking interception as he's falling over, throwing it basically over his shoulder. Gets intercepted and returned to like the 10-yard line to set up a touchdown and bring it within a couple of points, 28-23, because they tried the 2-point conversion and failed. And then a few, I'm not sure if that's right.
Yeah, you got it wrong. They scored a touchdown, missed 2-point conversion, then he threw the pick.
And then Tom Brady threw the
under
pick.
2 minutes left. Yeah.
How courageous of them.
So courageous, dude.
Yeah.
We're talking about professional athletes here. It's not some fucking like scrub YMCA team. They're getting paid millions of dollars to play these games. Like, what else are they going to do? Not show up?
And it's not like if you lose, they're going to fucking kill you.
Yeah.
Right.
And Tom Brady threw 4 interceptions.
This isn't Columbia.
Brady melted down.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He turned into Drew Bledsoe at the end there, throwing interceptions all over the place.
And
But,
this is
I mean,
the second time that they wore orange. So that's the other part of that statement, right?
Exactly. Yeah, this is the only
bright orange jerseys.
Yep.
I mean, to be fair, the orange jerseys were sweet.
They
the
are
creamsicles.
Yeah. They're not even creamsicles. They're like orange, like Florida orange,
Yeah.
Like traffic cone orange.
Like halftime orange is orange.
Yes.
Those are more yellow.
Dude, halftime oranges are the shit.
Yep.
Yeah.
When I coach soccer, I'd always make the parents bring those, and I'd eat like half of them.
You put it in your mouth like a little orange mouth guard. Everybody loves that.
Yeah, 100%. I do it every single time.
That's true. I might start bringing them to my over 30s.
Do it.
Oh, that's not bad.
I love that shit. Yeah.
That's a strong play. That's a strong play.
Throwback too, especially for the over 30s.
Orange slices. Yeah, because that generation was fucking with oranges.
Dude, parents would be bringing like snacks, like Capri Suns and like fruit snacks and stuff. And I'm like, no.
Fruit snacks?
We need, again, oranges.
Oranges.
I'm only doing this for the oranges. So
maybe I'll accept a Go-Gurt.
Well, can I bring oranges and snacks? I don't give a shit as long as there's oranges here. You guys come on, figure it out amongst yourselves. Who's bringing oranges which week? Right?
Oh yeah. Okay then. Oranges. But yeah, so that's the where the name came from. So this is now 2 regular season games in seasons where the Dolphins have not made the playoffs that they have named just from beating the Patriots. Right.
What was the other game?
The Miami Miracle.
Yeah. I mean, you got to take what you get. Colts are in there hanging banners for just making the playoffs. So,
yeah. But this is why nobody's doing a podcast about old Dolphins games, I think.
Yeah.
Because that's some sad shit.
I don't know. I feel like as New England fans, we don't really see the other side of it.
You're right.
Of like when your team sucks and you have nothing to root for, and then the big bad team comes into town and you beat them. Like that is a very satisfying win because it's really one of the only reasons you have to celebrate. So it's like, I can see like that's corny. Courage wearing orange. That's corny as shit.
Yeah.
But from a fan base, I would never be like, you're not allowed to celebrate this because you're still like
That's
if
fair.
you win and your team has nothing to hold on to and they still win, like that's fucking worth celebrating for sure.
Oh yeah. No, feel free to celebrate it. But naming it, that's Like all the Bills fans naming the wild card win over the Patriots the perfect game
Yeah.
because they scored touchdowns on all the drives.
And now you just say 13 seconds.
Exactly. Yeah.
13 seconds is fucking 2 words that just made my summer so much better.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Because anytime I talk to my Bills friends, they can't say a goddamn word.
Nope.
I'll just say 13 seconds.
It's gotta hurt so bad.
It does. It's gotta fucking break their tiny little hearts.
Yeah. At least this one was 4 minutes.
Yeah.
That's tough. Oh man.
Also, one of the coldest games in pro player stadium history.
Really?
Really?
52 degrees at kickoff. It got into the 40s.
God damn. And the
December in
Patriots should be in
Miami.
their element.
Yeah.
So that brings me to my point that the Patriots fucking struggle in Miami, right? Just generally.
Yeah, we've talked about it on this podcast before.
We have, but I just wanted to revisit it, just how bad it is.
Yeah, because I forgot.
Right. So the Patriots, under Bill Belichick, out of 22 games, how many of those games in Miami do you think the Patriots have won?
10.
Steve?
It's less than half. It might even be like 7.
It was 9. So you're not far off. 9-13 in Miami under Belichick. So 409 win percentage. All time, Belichick actually has more than half of the wins in Miami for the Patriots because they are 17-40 all time in Miami.
That's so brutal.
That's rough.
That's bad.
And like, there doesn't seem to be a reason. It's not like the Dolphins ever give them trouble at home, because at home, the Patriots have like the opposite record. Oops. I had it too. They are 17-5 at home against the Dolphins under Belichick. But for some reason in Miami every year, you know, I feel like the media has started to blow it out of proportion a bit, where it's this house of horrors and they've never won there, you know, but I think there's definitely something happening in Miami where the Patriots just cannot win there, even when you're going up against a 2-11 Miami team who lost Ricky Williams and is now starting AJ Feely, their backup quarterback.
Yeah, this is a W.
It's the bugaboo, you know?
Yeah.
Those things are real, where it's like players thinking, like, they can say, yeah, we don't listen to that shit. We don't care about whatever. We just take it one game at a time, yada, yada, yada.
Mm-hmm.
But they think about that shit, you know? Like any human does, where it's like, oh, we always lose here. And then like maybe you play a little more tense, or the other team being like, oh, we always playing pretty well at home.
Yeah.
And they come in with a little more belief, and they, you know, like they're
right,
a little more like organized or cookies, you know, it's like,
and it doesn't necessarily matter early in the game, but if it's still close down the stretch, you're like, oh, fuck, here we go again. If you're always losing. You know?
And we've all played in those games too, where you're like, we should be fucking winning this game.
Yeah.
And you start getting frustrated, and then you make decisions you wouldn't normally make. Maybe you're
trying
getting
to do too
sacked
much
and you throw the ball straight up, you know, like that's not a Brady like play.
No.
Maybe he's not in Miami, and maybe he doesn't make that, you know?
Right.
I don't know.
You can line these teams up. They're probably going to win 99 out of 100. This is just a 1 out of 100. The Patriots are a wagon this year, and the Dolphins are a mess.
I mean, to that point, yeah, the when the Patriots lost the lead in the third quarter or something, because right at the end, 123 left. The Patriots lost the lead at the end, and it was the third time this season they have trailed in a football game.
That's pretty good.
Trailed the Colts and the Steelers, which they eventually lost.
The Dolphins improved to 1-9 when trailing to start the fourth quarter.
I mean, I don't think we can overstate how bad this Dolphins team was.
Can we not?
In week 6,
let's try our best.
Their game with the Buffalo Bills was the only time in the NFL since 1968 that the last 2 winless teams met each other.
They didn't.
You said the Bills?
The Bills.
Oof. Both in the same division, too. It's tough.
Yeah.
This is really
the Bills recovered, though, I think.
I feel this is the beginning of...
Because do you know who won that game? The Bills.
Right? This is where the Dolphins and Jets and the Bills all go downhill. pretty consistently.
Well, the Bills finished 9-7 on the season. They reeled off a bunch of wins toward the end.
But like 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, this is like the malaise of the AFC East era about to begin right now.
I mean, it wasn't great, but the Jets were good this year. They finished 10-6. This is still, I think, isn't this still the end of the Chad Pennington era when he was still, and Curtis Martin and all that? Basically, the team that Belichick and Parcells built over there still going strong.
This is like the end of that team, though. I don't think Pennington plays with them in the end.
It's true, but I mean, Page finished 14-2, and the Jets still finished 10-6, and the Bills finished 9-7 in a team with a wagon, or in a division with a wagon. So,
what did the Dolphins finish? Did they get another
4-12?
They had a decent defense, though. They were 8th in the NFL in defense.
Yeah,
for yards.
Yeah, I mean, this was it's a typical
Jason Taylor, Patrick Surtain.
Yeah.
Zach Thomas, there's some names back there.
Sammy Knight, yeah.
Sammy Knight. I don't know if I'd throw him in that conversation.
I would. He had 100 tackles in the season, 4 picks, 2 forced fumbles.
Maybe
he's up there.
Jason Taylor is their best player, though.
Yeah, absolutely disruptive.
That guy was a man. He was so hard to hate.
It's true.
I had no problem hating him.
Junior
it comes easy to me though, so I understand what you're saying. But yeah, so the Miami Dolphins beat one team.
Taylor, Taylor seemed like a better football player. Freeney was just a pass rusher.
Yeah, Freeney was, I think he depended on his speed so much, so that he was a lot better when you played him in Indianapolis than when he came to New England.
I don't know. I thought that too, but then Freeney was pretty good at the end of his career when he wasn't as fast.
That's true. Well, I think he kind of changed his game towards the end of the career.
Yeah.
But no, that's a good point.
That spin move from Freeney was just, it was like, it must have been so good because everyone knew it was coming and still there wasn't a man in the league that could stop it. And it's like, how?
I think he'd set him up all game for it,
Yeah. It must have been just impossible to defend because it just seemed like it always.
Well, I think it's because he coupled it with his speed move that you had to, and his speed was so fast off that corner, you had to basically almost cheat to make sure you stop that. And if you're cheating to stop that, he can then just beat you with that spin move.
Yeah. Jason Taylor, we're in the thick of his prime too. 2002, he had 18 and a half sacks. Oh boy.
That's a lot.
2003, he had 13, 2004, 9.5, then 12, 13.5, and 11. So we're in the meat, his down year in the meat of his prime.
Right. But he still had 1 sack in this game? 2 sacks? Something like that? He definitely got to Brady a bunch.
I don't know, Kevin Fall got 9 yards and he still chased him down.
Yeah.
He stripped the ball after Kevin Fall was on the ground, just playing all the way through.
Oh, yeah.
Where Freeney would be 20 yards in the, backfield.
That's true. Yeah, Free would overrun things a lot.
Bit on the screen super hard.
Yep.
Here's a question. A little theoretical question. Who's the Patriots dynasty best ever pass rusher?
Best ever pass rusher?
Mm-hmm. Just pure rushing the quarterback.
Willie McGinnis.
Ooh, okay. You guys had different answers. Please discuss.
Steve, who did you say?
Chandler Jones.
That's a pretty good one too. Yeah.
Your pure pass rusher, he was the best.
Willie McGinnis set the NFL record for sacks in a postseason. So I think he I don't know if he still has it, but he was the most ever sacks in the NFL in the postseason. So I think that counts for
still
something.
Doing it too. He's a beast.
That's true. But I don't think he played on the Patriots long enough for him to be like.
But if you're saying who was our best pass rusher for whatever period of time they're on the team, it's definitely Chandler. I can't think of anyone who is just a pure pass rusher like he was.
Most talented, I would say, is probably Chandler Jones from purely pass rushing. Best or most legendary, Willie's probably that person.
I mean, they've rented a few of them.
I feel like they mow through them all the time.
Yeah, they usually do 1 year rentals of some elite pass rusher off the end. Who was that guy from the Browns they had around the Falcons Super Bowl era? Oh, and they had Kyle Long as well.
Dreads.
Yeah. Jabal Sheard, wasn't that him?
Yeah.
So they've always kind of rented them the high end guys, but I think like if you're talking about guys they've drafted, I'd say Chandler Jones and or Willie McGinnis.
My favorite are the scrub guys who get a bunch of sacks and then make a shitload of money.
Tully Banta-Cain.
What's his name? Like Mark Anderson or something. Anderson?
Oh yes, that's right. Mark Anderson.
I got like 10.5 sacks one year, and so
wow, that's a pull, Steve.
That is a pull. That's not bad though. I mean, you could say that. You could almost say the same about Trey Flowers. Not that he got the sacks, but the Patriots put him in such a good position that he went off and got a big old payday from Detroit, and now might come back this year. Is the rumor?
But that deal's not done yet.
Same with Jamie Collins too, right?
Yeah, Akeem Hicks.
Yeah. A lot of
Kyle Van Noy.
Kyle Van Noy. Yeah, it's bounced around. All right. What about this? Who is the best project that the Patriots have ever like converted into a legitimate football player?
I know where you're going with this.
Yeah,
because they would talk about this incessantly,
constantly. Yeah, but are there any others?
Project as in had no name recognition prior to getting to an win,
or even just like or just
Randy Moss is the easiest answer.
Oh, Randy Moss is a pretty good one. I was thinking because they talk constantly about Stephen Neal, about how he's a converted wrestler. So kind of like somebody who had some sort of raw talent that they molded into something else. I think you can throw Edelman in that list.
Yeah.
A wildcat quarterback who turned into one of the best slot receivers in the NFL history.
Sebastian Vollmer.
Vollmer's a good one, I think. I think there's a decent amount of linemen, probably.
Yeah.
Anybody else?
Any basketball players?
You can even say Jakob Johnson.
Jakob
Johnson. I put him in there, yeah.
The NFL Europe.
Jakob Johnson.
Whatever, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. Is there anybody else? I feel like there's been some other converted players.
Tom Tupa,
yeah. I don't know if he was more converted by Parcells back in the day, I think. Maybe not.
You can say the guys from Navy, Cardona, you know.
Oh yeah.
Mike Vrabel.
Oh yeah.
Vrabel's probably a good one.
Anybody? Well, yeah, that's Vrabel too.
Shit, even Wes Welker.
Oh, Wes Welker is the one I thought you were thinking of.
Oh no.
I
was thinking of Stephen Neal, who didn't play football in college.
Interceptions in this game was on 3rd and 10. And he threw a huge deep ball all the way down to the 20-yard line, and I have a note that says probably better than kicking it to Wes Welker again.
Right. Yeah. I mean, even the last game that I did the episode by myself when we saw Welker.
Wes Weckler.
Still have to listen to that one.
Yeah, you should. It's great. It's fascinating. You'll learn something, I promise, Steve.
Yeah, but do I want to know this?
I don't care. Yeah, no, he was, I think, even more effective in this. His kick, I think every kick return was well past the 30. He was doing kick returns. He's doing punt returns as well, in which he returned his first punt returned all the way down to the New England 2-3 yard line, something like that, to set up the first touchdown score. So I think at the end of the first quarter, they showed some stat where the Dolphins had -9 total offensive yards, and the game was tied at 7.
Yeah,
basically because Wes Welker and his kick returns and his punt returns and all of it, and Tom Brady throwing interceptions.
I mean, they're trotting out there Marty Booker, tight end, Darius Thompson.
Yeah, I'd never heard of that guy.
Randy McMichael, Brian Gilmore.
Yeah.
Chris Chambers, Donald Lee. These are all the people who are playing over Wes Welker at this point.
Right. Yeah. No, Wes Welker didn't have a reception this season, I don't believe.
Correct. He's a nobody at this point.
You didn't get a shot on a 2-14 or 4-12 or whatever they ended up team. It's crazy.
Right. And yet, well, I mean, he's returning kicks and stuff, but yeah.
Makes you wonder how many guys are out there.
Kick return ability and be like, wow, I wonder if we can get him the ball in different ways.
Right. You would think they'd at least try it with some like wide receiver screens or like having him on reverses and things like that. Basically what the Patriots do with, Troy Brown and such.
Wait, did he get traded to San Diego now?
He got drafted by San Diego, but I think didn't stick with the team. And then you'll have to listen to the episode, Steve. I went into all of it. It was very Wes Welker heavy.
Go learn something, Steve.
Yeah, right, Steve?
Did you guys watch the Brady documentary with Welker in it?
Mm-mm.
It's the one where he drops the pass in the Super Bowl against the second one against the Giants.
Yeah, I know the pass.
Dude, it was heart-wrenching, man.
Was it?
Dude, he's still like beat up about it.
I would be.
I almost fucking, because he was like, I feel like it like canceled out everything I had done for the Patriots at that point, and like I felt like the whole fan base like didn't respect me anymore and stuff like that. And I actually almost like looked up his whatever Twitter to send him a message and be like, no, dude, we still love you.
Damn right.
I just like, I don't know, it really like almost wrenched my heart apart hearing this guy that like clearly put everything he could have into it, and like that's a catch he makes 99 times out of 100.
Yep.
And it's just football that sometimes it just doesn't happen. It's not like he did anything wrong. He just dropped a pass.
Yep.
And that like kind of defines his Patriots legacy to a degree.
Yeah. At the end of the day, that wasn't like the reason they lost the game either, right?
Right. And it's like those kind of things are like whatever, it's like things where it's you make a dumb mistake or you do something stupid. That's where it's like, all right, you could have made a different decision. Yeah. He didn't make a decision. It just ball hit him in the hands and bounced off.
Yeah. This is what it is.
It's fucking nightmare fuel. Imagine.
Nope.
Dude, imagine like the whole like off season for Wes Welker after that. Just being like every night, just thinking it over, being like, what the fuck?
Yep.
He's like, and there's nothing you can be like, I wish I did this different, because you can't do anything different.
No, no, there's no different.
It's got to be fucking terrible to deal with.
That's rough. Yep.
I too was lying in bed a lot saying, what the fuck?
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, he was alone in that.
In my head.
Oh, God.
Well, I have a story. I have a similar story. Maybe this is why it resonated with me, is because at UNH, right? So I was on the soccer team, and I never played anything like that. So I didn't have any goals, throughout my whole career. But senior day, they'd have to start all the seniors.
Yeah.
And there's like, they'll put you in there for like your 15, 20 minutes, and then they yank you for the real guys. And like 5 minutes into that game, like a ball came across and I had like a gaping net and I pushed it wide. And like, mom was there, there's a whole like performance beforehand. Like if I had netted that, it would have been such like a fuck you, it would have been so like
liberating. Redeeming.
But
yeah.
I fucking missed it. And that like, and then like, I'm like, well, that's why I don't play, like you go through all these things in your head of like, no wonder you missed it, because you fucking suck. It's like, it took me a while to like get over it.
Oh yeah.
It's like you're playing at Pro Player Stadium.
Yeah.
But I've missed so many penalty kicks. Dinged him off the post. Keeper makes a good save, whatever it is. Push it just wide. That I just don't take them anymore. And I'm talking like, middle school, high school, like college rec sports. I can't do it.
Yeah.
It's just in my head. I know I'm going to miss as soon as I get.
And we're playing in front of nobody. These guys are playing in front of millions.
Yeah. You're on primetime television.
Getting hate messages after.
Oh, undoubtedly. Which is
fucking threaten your family. Anybody,
fucking people.
I support heckling players, but anybody that like sends threat messages on the, like that is the most ridiculous shit.
So
I'm speaking to you. If you've ever done that, you're a fucking idiot.
Exactly.
Like grow up. You could say funny shit and heckle.
Idiot,
I'm an idiot. Trust me, I'm an idiot. So I know idiots. If you can heckle all you want as long as it's in good nature, but you're threatening people's families, you're a fucking jackass.
Well, there's a fucking ton of jackasses.
Getting on my fucking pedestal here.
There you are. You're getting all worked up.
Yeah.
So you're just replaying that missed goal in your head over and over.
I know.
Right, yeah. He's
poor Welker, dude. I feel bad for him.
Yeah. Did he ever win a Super Bowl?
No.
Did you not win with the Broncos?
That's what I was wondering.
The Broncos 13-14.
I know they lost to the Seahawks when he was part of that team where Manning was just chucking touchdowns for fun and broke Brady's record, right? Wasn't that year?
Yeah.
So I don't know if he was still on the team the next year.
He was there in 13 and 14.
Okay, so he probably did win in the 14 because that was 24.
Oh, wait, 14 they lost. Yeah, he was on that one where they beat the Seahawks. No, he was on the one they lost to the Seahawks.
Right.
Yeah, I think it's
So he didn't win a Super Bowl.
He never won a Super Bowl.
Poor bastard.
He went to the Super Bowl with two of the best offenses in NFL history and has 0 Super Bowls to show for it. And was a big part of both of them, too.
Maybe he's the problem.
Seems like it.
He had 5 seasons with more than 110 catches. That's crazy.
Yeah.
10,000 combined yards rushing, receiving on his career.
Unbelievable.
Pro Bowler? I mean, Hall of Famer?
I would say so.
Dude, he's married to a swimsuit model and 2005 Mrs. Hooters pageant winner. All right, I don't feel bad for him anymore.
No, going down that rabbit hole. Oh, and he coaches on the 49ers now too, right?
Yes.
So he's lost another Super Bowl as a coach.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's tough.
That's tough. Curse.
Yeah. So don't hire Wes Welker if you want to win. If you want to go to the Super Bowl,
Wes
he's your man.
Welker.
All right. What else? Tom Brady, not so good.
Always has a meltdown game.
Yeah, this is. It's just that one game that he just struggled. Although, to be fair, they did post that the last time these two teams met, Brady had season lows in pretty much every category, including finishing the game with 7 completions for 69 passing yards.
Nice.
To be fair, 2 of those completions were touchdowns, but not great. They only had 204 total yards. So, I mean, he struggled last time, but they still got the win. But this was like a legit meltdown. They mentioned that Tom Brady, this is week 15, had a couple passes batted down in this game. They were the first passes he had batted or tipped the entire season, which is weird because I feel like it happens like at least once a game now.
Yeah, that was crazy.
He gets passes batted all the time.
He was 18 for 29, 171 yards, 3 touchdowns, 4 interceptions, sacked twice.
That's rough.
His touchdowns were sick, though.
Yeah. Some good touchdowns.
Touch pass to Kevin Falk was money.
Yep.
This is I think the only receiving touchdown Corey Dillon ever gets from Brady.
Yep, it is. And it is the first time he had a touchdown catch since 2001 with the Bengals.
Yeah.
I don't think he finishes with many.
That's always like a great trivia question or whatever.
Mm-hmm. And
the Daniel Graham one was pretty good. It was all right. So I don't know if he had he wasn't like terrible, but he wasn't very good either. It seemed like the Dolphins defense was giving him problems more than he was just being really bad,
Yeah. He's only 18 for 29. So it's not great. If you just look at passer rating, he was outplayed by AJ Feely, which not great.
Yes. Any person who's in that statement opposite AJ Feely should feel bad.
Yeah. It's also not great when I think Troy Brown on defense got a bit exposed in this game too. He got picked on a little bit.
Oh, how dare you?
I know it's tough to say, but he also was tied for second in the team in tackles with 5. And 3 other people had 6, including, the usual suspects, McGinnis, Pfeiffer, and Asante Samuel, sadly. So it was just one of those games, not great.
Feely had 3 near picks dropped too.
Oh yeah, Asante Samuel should have had at least 2.
Yeah.
So it's just one of those games where the bounces just didn't go your way.
Really kind of coming on these games recently.
Yeah.
I bet there's some interesting statistics you could do about Brady's meltdown games.
In what way?
In interceptions average per game compared to how much of a deviation those ones are when he goes crazy and melts down. Because it feels like it's either 0 or 4,
Yeah.
There's no in between. Because I just been going through his game logs.
Yeah.
And there seems to be about the same amount of 2 to 4 game picks as there are 1 interception games, right? Which I would think is probably not true for most quarterbacks.
Yeah, I'd probably spread them out kind of evenly.
Yeah.
So
And there's quite a few, like 4 interceptions, which is
he has
pretty wild considering who Brady is.
6 games with 4 interceptions, which is the most he's ever thrown. He hasn't thrown more than 4.
Remember when
I feel like it was more.
Remember when Nathan Peterman came in for the Bills and threw like 5 interceptions in the half?
Yeah, that was awesome.
And then everyone started comparing him to how last time Brady has thrown like 5 interceptions, like total. And it's been like 2.5 years.
All right, so here we go. So Brady is 0-6 when he throws 4 interceptions, which makes sense. He did almost win. Let's see. One of those games was against the Bills. I think that was against Fitzmagic in 2011, where they lost 31-34 right at the end. Kept it close with the Colts when he threw 0 touchdowns, 4 interceptions in 2006, and they lost by 20-27. 2005, he threw 4 against the Chiefs with a touchdown. That wasn't that close. They lost by 10. This game, 3 touchdowns, 4 interceptions, lost by a point. 2003 week 1, where they lost 31-0. And then 2001 week 7, where he threw 4 interceptions. I think in the second half, remember we saw they eventually got blown out by the Broncos. So those are the 6 games. Between 2 and 3 interceptions, he is 24-19. So however many games that is. 43 games where he's thrown 2 or 3 interceptions. That's pretty good. 0 or 1 interceptions. He has 275 games. So
I found that tweet that I was thinking of. Nathan Peterman, 5 interceptions since 4:00 Eastern time. Tom Brady, 5 interceptions since January 4th, 2016. This is November 19, 2017.
That's tough. That is tough.
Tough.
Yeah. Brutal.
It's got such a Brett Favre in him.
That's just the quickest way to ruin that guy's confidence. He was never the same after that either.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he keeps
stuck around.
Yeah. Well, there was talk that he might get another shot at a starting job because he's back. He was backing up. He's in Buffalo right now, right? Backing up. What's his face?
You're thinking of Mitch. I love kissing titties. Trubisky.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah, that's Mitch.
He is getting a shot. He's getting a shot in the Steelers.
Oh, that's right. Right.
Colin Kaepernick, baby. He's coming back.
Okay.
Yeah.
I hope it happens.
Me too. 100%.
That'd be
I
awesome.
want to watch it, and I want to turn it into a motherfucking circus.
Oh, God. That's exactly what happened.
It'd be interesting. It'd be an interesting, I don't know, just like, I don't know. Has anyone ever taken like 4 years off as a quarterback and then come back and play?
Yeah.
As a quarterback? I don't think so. I mean, who's the one that came out of retirement for the Rams this year? The safety. What was his name?
Oh, yeah. The guy used to have the beard.
Yeah. So it's been done.
4 years, though. I feel like it's even been
4 years is a
longer.
long time, yeah.
Yeah, it might even be longer.
Yeah, I don't know.
Straight up blackballed. And there's no way you can say he wasn't because the quality quarterbacks that are out there, there's just a bunch of AJ Feelys out there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but he's not a starter. That's the problem. If he was starter talent, I bet he would have got a job. But no one wants to deal with the shit that comes with it for a backup.
Right.
You know?
Oh, yeah. It's like Tim Tebow, except the opposite end of that spectrum.
Maybe.
Right. I would have put him on par with like Robert Griffin, where he showed like flashes of brilliance, but then by the, a couple years later, you're like, I'm not so sure this guy really has it anymore. But Griffin stuck around for a while as a backup, serviceable backup, right?
Yeah. He was in the Ravens for a while.
Kaepernick probably could have done that.
Or maybe he still can.
Maybe.
Last season, he was 1-10.
Yeah.
16 touchdowns, 4 interceptions, though. That's not horrible.
I remember thinking he didn't have the athleticism, though.
Really?
Because they played the Patriots that year. And I remember there's like one play where he was like turning the corner, where early in his career, he would have just like started striding away from everybody.
Yeah,
and like someone caught him from behind. And I was like, ooh, if he loses that piece of his game, this is like a completely different player we're looking at.
I mean, you
So he
say
might have
that.
been hurt or something. I don't know.
Yeah. So what? 2012 is his breakout year, right? 63 carries, 415 yards, 5 touchdowns. 2016 in his last season, 69 carries, 468 yards, and 2 touchdowns. So he was actually pretty similar. In 2015 he struggled, but that may have been a season when he was hurt. Hard to tell. Oh yeah,
When's the last time he played?
2016.
So we're talking 60 years, dude.
Yeah, that's a long time.
And he's a vegan now.
Ancient.
Hey, isn't there a Patriot that's a vegan?
Bro, T.O. is still playing though, so it's possible. T.O.'s fucking plays in this Super Bowl.
That's true. He does. But what does that have to do with anything?
T.O.'s literally playing right now. He plays in that fan controlled football league.
Oh right. Well,
Yes?
that doesn't
Yeah.
quite count.
Oh yeah, he scored a touchdown last week.
That's
I feel like we should get into that. That seems like our
I
jam.
am into that.
Are you?
Yeah, we all pick teams.
Okay. Do you control the teams?
I don't know how it works. I just said sure, I'll put a bet down on this with you guys.
Well, that's not being into it. That's just being a degenerate gambler.
Yeah. Have you watched any of the games?
No.
Just
And,
what
like-
I'm saying.
It was only 1 week.
Well, I'm into it.
Relax.
I will do no such thing.
Oh,
I will do a fucking deep dive into this, and I will get way too involved.
is this going to become another 4th and Loud or whatever it was? The Kiss football.
Oh, that was great too. That's what I'm saying. Maybe it'll have to be.
Okay,
Oh my
how about you come each week with an update on how this league is going?
I can't promise that will happen.
You didn't even know T.O. was playing.
This is right. Yeah, because I'm not
Johnny
into
Football
it.
playing
You're the
too?
one that said you were into it.
I don't know if Johnny Football's playing.
Oh, they have collective NFTs. That's good.
Dude, tell me NFTs aren't the dumbest shit in the world.
Dumbest shit in the world.
Dumbest shit in the world. I'm a nerd, and I am into crypto, and even I think NFTs are dumb shit.
Yeah. Dude, when fucking Paris Hilton's on TV trying to talk condescendingly to me about fucking NFTs, dude. Oh man,
Yeah, it's not
what
good.
a world.
I hear the Cash Me Outside girl's big into NFTs.
Oh, I bet.
Cash me outside.
I heard that she
Sure
just bought
rules.
like a $16 million house too, though. So I mean,
Hell
say
yeah,
what you
dude.
will. Say what you will. I don't have that money.
These are the people who made that girl rich are also the ones sending death threats to their favorite players. Families when they drop the football.
I think that's
Yeah,
true.
that's true.
They also watch the Kardashians on a regular basis.
I found the original Real World on streaming,
Oh yeah,
Oh,
like season 1, episode 1.
yeah.
It's wild.
Yeah.
They
I feel like those
they
are
have
the ones.
no idea.
Those are the ones.
Just being like blatantly racist.
yeah.
Yeah,
And
there is.
like,
The
there's
Boston
no
guy, right?
concept of this is like going to be for public consumption. There,
There's no concept like I could get famous.
which is what the idea was.
Yes.
originally. It's when people stop
It
being
corrupted
fake.
after that. This is before that though. It's the best.
Doesn't some dude slap a chick?
Yeah, I
didn't
think
get that
so.
part.
He like stops her in the car and like opens the door and just slaps her in the face
Yeah.
and then closes the car door again.
Well, I think wasn't it? There was a gay guy, and then he's the one that did it because she was like being super
Yeah.
homophobic or something. Yeah,
Yeah.
and he just like fucking slaps the shit out of her.
Yep. Pretty sick, man. I was at the park on Easter. Shit went down. Apparently some guy slapped a girl.
Oh,
The whole park was abuzz with it.
Oh,
Cops came and everything, dude. And I was like, it was getting pretty testy. So I started to leave. And I'm like walking out the exit of the park, and a car pulls up, and the guy fucking opens his door, and I can see the barrel of a gun, like a long barrel gun in it. And he's like yelling at some people. And then he like closes his door and speeds off. And I was like, what
No
the
way.
fuck is going on? On the Lord's day, no less. I'm like trying to watch the Celtics. It was unbelievable.
just trying to eat my chocolate bunnies.
Yeah.
And
Have a
these
little
people
nap in the sun, and people are fucking bringing guns to the park.
acting up. That's not cool.
those people are also sending death threats to.
Yeah.
Yeah, to players. Ridiculous. Knock it off. That's you. I mean, what do you think Mom would say?
Sometimes a naughty boy.
Yeah, I think
Not
so.
in my back.
Very naughty.
I'm excited for you to get new sound bites, Andy. You keep talking about it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you keep making me do episodes and watching fucking Patriots losing to Miami in Miami. Awful.
Well, spoiler alert, Andy. The Patriots don't lose another game for the rest of the season.
Luckily, that is true. Yeah, that's awesome. I wonder how long their scoring streak will go, because they have now scored first in 19 consecutive games, including this one where they ran down, scored a touchdown immediately, where it looked like this game was over.
And then immediately got the Dolphins to go 3-and-out by absolutely stifling them. And you say, "Oh, this game's over."
Right. It felt over from the beginning, and then it just wasn't.
Drive, yeah.
Which I think it was the Welker punt return that kind of jump-started things and got the Dolphins back into it, which is brutal. Fucking Welker.
Do we got any current news to discuss about the NFL?
Ooh, I was thinking we should make some draft predictions since it is a week from today.
Okay.
What position do the Patriots draft in round one?
Or what position is the Patriots' first draft pick play? Because
that's fair.
There's a very good chance it's not in round one.
Fair enough.
Well, let's leave it as what's their first round pick, with an option being NA that they trade out.
I don't think they trade out.
I think they trade out.
I don't. They might trade back, but I think they'll still pick in the first round because you have that 5th-year option. It's much more valuable.
I think they trade up and go get that fat boy from Georgia.
Oh, the defensive lineman?
Yep.
Yeah.
That guy's awesome.
He is awesome.
What a fucking freak, dude.
And they can't stop the run. That was when they play shit on defense, it's because they can't stop the run.
It's a bugaboo.
That's true. That's yeah. And team him up with Barmore in the middle.
Beasts in there. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, and then you can
dedicate the rest of the defense to just stopping the pass.
The pass, right? Yeah, while still getting pressure on the quarterback.
If Belichick thinks that guy's the next Vince Wilfork, then I think they do it.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. Greg?
I'm going wide receiver.
Okay.
The guy from Bama. You know, Belichick loves his little boy crush on Nick Saban.
Which one?
Yeah. The guy that Jameson, the guy that fucked up his leg. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that makes sense because then
it's a value pick. You know, I don't know if he'll fall. I haven't been reading enough about that, but I've heard he's a late first rounder.
Right. Yeah. Because of the injury. And because he won't be back till later in the season.
Yeah.
Which would make sense with this team too, because they already have a stable of wide receivers. So if you can kind of bring him along slowly, that makes sense. Yeah, I could see that. And they've never really been afraid to draft guys with injury concerns. I mean, just look at Gronk.
They've done that all the time.
Yeah. I feel like they've kind of almost had to, just because they usually pick in the 30s. So they're the bottom end of every round. So they kind of have to take those flyers. But yeah, I can see that. Well, since that's the way you guys are going, I have to be different. So I think I will do the safe bet, and he will draft a tackle or a guard. An offensive
Why is that the safe bet?
Because it just feels so Belichickian. Everybody's getting all worked up about weapons or loading up on the defensive line. He's going to be like, no, I like this guard out of Purdue or something, you know?
Yeah. I think the whole mock draft thing is literally people just shooting in the dark.
I hate mock drafts.
Well, they never predict the trade. So it's immediately impossible.
Yeah.
I was thinking though, you know how certain during March Madness they say, oh, if you get a perfect bracket, we'll give you $10 million.
Yeah,
they should do it. If you get the perfect first round, we'll give you $10 million, because that's got to be.
I think they do that.
Harder to predict.
I think they do that. Yeah,
they do.
I think I saw something this year for the first time, and I was like, oh, that's kind of interesting.
Yeah,
because you'd have to predict the trades. You'd have to. It's literally impossible to pick that.
Yeah. But everybody reads mock drafts and gets themselves hyped up about this.
Get them.
Oh yeah.
They're not talking to GMs or anything, right? These guys are just guessing.
Yeah. But everybody does, because there's some tool out there now, right? That I don't even know which site that does it, but you can just do your own. And Twitter, all of April, is just full of people like, oh, what do you think of this mock draft? What do you think of this mock draft? Hey guys, look, I did a mock draft. don't fucking
And it's
care.
the team they root for is like, oh yeah, this guy just dropped for no reason down to fucking 25th pick. Projected top 5.
Right. Snipe.
Yeah.
I saw one where they just every single Patriots pick was a trade.
Oh, yeah. No.
All their picks are like future picks.
Yes, my friend Brian does it and tries to break the draft, the mock draft system. And his draft that he did, where he traded every time that he could, he ended up making 89 picks and 41 trades. He ended up with 9 tackles, 5 guards, 5 centers, 5 quarterbacks, 7 wide receivers, 9 running backs, 7 tight ends, 6 ends, 6 defensive linemen, 8 linebackers, 6 quarterbacks, 8 safeties, 3 punters, 3 kickers, and 2 long snappers.
It's a whole team.
Technically feasible. Yeah. It's 89 picks.
You can invade France with that.
Yeah. You would actually have to make cuts on your draft picks to get down to the 53.
That's ridiculous.
So that's your team plus your whole team plus a practice squad plus cuts.
You can invade Ukraine with that.
You could, yeah. Well, apparently you couldn't.
Yeah.
You could defend Ukraine with it. So, do the Patriots draft that punter, the punt god, Greg?
I fucking hope so.
I think everybody in New England is hoping that he goes. Like they just like. I don't think anybody would be mad if the Patriots like in the 5th round be like, we're drafting the punter.
5th round, 3rd round.
I have seen him go 4th round in a bunch of mock drafts, Greg.
1st round.
Dude, there's not a round high enough that I would get mad. It's like the draft's a crapshoot anyways. Anyone that grades drafts, there's another thing that's completely fucking bullshit. It's like, let's grade your draft. No one knows anyway, so you might as well get the guys that I want to root for.
Yeah, fair.
And one of those guys is this fucking punter that booms them. Let's do it. 1st round pick. I don't care.
Let's go.
I love it. The Jets always get great draft grades, but that's because they're picking at the top of the draft every time.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Them and the Jaguars nail it every year. A+. It's like, well, you have the 1st overall pick. I should fucking hope so.
Do you think Deebo Samuel gets traded?
No.
Oh yeah.
Or Deebo, what is it? DK and AJ, and Terry McLaurin, they're all sort of in that same
I could see DK
class.
and Metcalf getting traded because I think the Seahawks are blowing shit up. But I don't know about the other ones. They're all in a rookie contract.
Who's the best? Who's the best out of that group?
Debo?
Yeah.
Debo would be awesome on the Patriots. Talk about a guy you want to root for.
AJ would be good too, though.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, he wanted to be drafted by the Patriots.
Debo,
yeah, that's true.
Where
he's got that mean streak to him, I think.
He's such a little bulldog. And like, it's a little Troy Brown in him too, where it's like, he's always like doing a little bit more than you would have hoped like would be best, you know?
Yeah.
Guys, he was unbelievable in the playoffs.
Yeah. I'll give you that.
But he'll probably break down in like 2 years. The way he plays.
Yeah.
I feel like he's going to have a short career.
Yeah. Yeah, kind of like Edelman and Welker. Just no regard for their safety whatsoever.
And they're giving him snaps at running back. I don't blame him for one. And because that's an interesting dynamic to that, right? Is like they're giving him snaps at running back, which we know like short
running backs have the shortest careers. Yeah.
And he's probably just going along with it because he wants to win, but at some point that needs to be a consideration.
You got to pay him.
He's not making shit.
Yeah, that's true. So, Steve, last week, Greg, you weren't here for this. We saw Tom Brady throw a completion to. Do you remember who it was, Steve?
Patrick Pass.
No, it was the backup tight end.
Oh, Jed Weaver.
Yes, I think that's who it was. So somebody named Jed Weaver.
No, that's a pitcher. That guy used to play for the Angels.
Tom Weaver, isn't it?
That's a different pitcher.
Is Jed Weaver as a pitcher? All right.
Jed or apparently
Jed with a D for dumbass.
Jared Weaver. I'm thinking Jared Weaver.
There you go. Yeah, so he made a reception. I'd never heard of him. I've been doing a lot of work with Tom Brady touchdown pass and stuff. I'm like one of the few people who have caught a touchdown pass from Tom Brady who did not catch a touchdown. So I got curious to see how many people have caught a pass from Tom Brady, but have not caught a touchdown pass from Tom Brady. And so I found the list of it. So a couple questions for you. The first question is, which do you think is higher? The amount of people who have caught a pass from Tom Brady who have not scored a touchdown, or who have scored a touchdown?
Not scored a touchdown.
Steve?
I'm going to say scored a touchdown.
He has thrown more passes to people who have scored a touchdown than not.
By how many?
He has thrown to 49 players who have not scored a touchdown.
That's super low.
Right.
Can I name one?
I bet you probably
Stephen
can.
Ridley.
Stephen Ridley is on that list, yes.
Oh, look at your boy. Look at your boy.
Can you name
that on this podcast, Greg?
So Tom Brady has thrown touchdown passes to 92 different receivers at the moment. And he has thrown...
It's 92.
Yeah, I've done the Sporkle.
So, but can you name the person who has the most receptions without a touchdown pass from Tom Brady?
Isn't it Stephon Ridley?
It is not Stephen Ridley. He is fourth on the list.
What position does this person play?
I will, for the top three, two of them play running back, and one of them is actually a wide receiver.
Lawrence Maroney.
Lawrence Maroney has, I think he caught one touchdown pass.
Patrick Pass.
Surprised you didn't fumble it.
Patrick Pass has caught a touchdown pass.
Keith Evans. We count playoffs?
Yep. I believe so. I believe I checked it for playoffs. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Heath Evans only has a playoff touchdown.
Yep. Heath Evans is not on this list.
Antoine Smith?
Got one.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's got one. Oh, yeah. He had one on screenplay against the Saints in 2001. A long one.
Sammy Morris.
Sammy Morris is number one. 36 receptions. 36 receptions, no touchdowns. Because he was the running back on that 2007 team, right? So he caught a bunch of balls, but he never actually scored a touchdown.
Wasn't Maroney on that team too?
Yes, I believe he was. Yeah.
Yeah.
Number two.
Fred.
Fred Taylor's on there, but he's number 16. Caught 4 balls.
Nice.
Number 2. Law firm. Ben Jarvis, Green Ellis. 28 catches, 290 yards, 0 touchdowns. And number 3.
That had the 4 touchdown game. Is he on there?
The Sonny Gray.
Oh, yeah. What was his name?
Sonny Gray.
Jonas Gray. 1 catch, 7 yards. Jonas Gray.
Jonas. The lost Jonas brother.
Right. So number 3, a recent guy who only caught a touchdown well into his NFL career.
Yeah. Jacoby
Myers, 25 catches. I believe he has the most yards. Yeah, Jacoby Myers has the most yards without catching a touchdown.
Yo, hot take. Jacoby Myers is going to have a 100 catch season this year.
Well, Jacoby didn't he have like the NFL record for most yards before catching a touchdown?
Oh, yeah, I believe he did.
Yeah.
And the most receptions or something as well, yeah.
And that other dude came in and caught like 2 in his first game. What the fuck, dude? Chill out.
Also,
there's a funny story about that too. Is back to that story of me missing that goal in that soccer game.
You are just reliving
the kid. There's another kid on the team who had played a ton, but had never scored. And he came up after me after the game. I was like, dude, if you had scored that after I've played all these years and not scored, I would have been so pissed.
Yeah, I understand that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel that. 100%.
What a guy, Greg. Missing it on purpose.
Yep. I'm just a good teammate, a great locker room guy.
Dude, they're the glue.
Mm-hmm.
That's true. Also on this list, Sonny Michel, J.R. Redmond, LaShawn McCoy. The next top ones. And
Boy was on the Patriots?
No.
Different.
He was on the Buccaneers, but
yeah.
so caught a bunch of balls, but never caught a touchdown. 14 catches. Also, I think the person who played with Tom Brady the longest to never catch a touchdown would be Matthew Slater. Caught one ball, 46-yarder. Bomb.
What year was that?
That's a great question. Let me see if I can find it. I'm pretty sure we have the highlight in the.
Was it against Denver in that playoff game?
No, 2011. I believe it was against Miami. Oh wait, no, that's not. That's a defensive play. His receiving isn't listed until way down list. Okay. Games receiving, 1 catch, 46 yards, 2011.
Well, I'm excited for that.
Yeah, so we'll get to that eventually. It was quite a catch, I will say. Target, 1 catch, 2011 at Miami. I believe it was the same game with Wes Welker's 99-yard touchdown. It was that game. So not too bad.
Another name game in Miami.
Yeah, I suppose it's true. Was that in Miami?
Yes.
I think so. So not too bad. All right. Anything else on this game, boys?
Let's do the best and worst. I got a lot.
All right. Then I think Steve, you should go first.
Well, let me go first because I only have one.
Greg, you go first.
All right. All right. My worst is Harrison spearing that dude.
Yeah.
See that play? That was pretty dirty.
It was pretty cross-eyed. Although, to be fair, in the previous game against the Bengals, he did almost the exact same thing, except the guy wasn't ruled down, caused a fumble, which the Patriots recovered, and then turned it into a touchdown as the Bengals were driving into the red zone.
Well, in that case,
so
perfectly justified. Throwing his helmet into a man's back as he's lying face down on the ground.
yeah. That one was a little.
Jesus, dude, chill.
Yeah, be rough.
My best was, I don't know if you guys saw this, but Falk got like absolutely blasted, just running a little bubble screen thing.
Yeah, dropped
the ball. It was like a blindside thing. And then he just like popped up quickly and like dapped the guy up. I just thought it was
he did.
Falk's the man.
Yeah, Kevin Falk is awesome. WD 33.
That's right.
Keeping that offense matriculating down the field. All right, Steve, what's your best and worst?
I have lots.
Okay. Do you want me to go first?
We better get started then.
Right.
All right. I'll go.
All right.
The worst was the Brady pick, where not even the last one, the number 2 or whatever it was, where he just didn't throw it right to the safety, and then they got a personal foul on top of that.
Oh yeah, that's right on the return on Matt Light. Not great.
I got a lot of bests.
Oh, okay.
We talked about Stephen Neal.
Yep.
He wrestled Ricky Williams in college.
Yeah, and beat him.
Well, yeah, they did won 2 NCAA championships.
I think he was undefeated in college as well. Like he just never lost.
He's an absolute beast wrestler.
Yeah.
And he waited 3 years after college to go get an agent and try and go to the NFL.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, 3 years.
Yeah.
And there's like, you know what?
You gotta be like,
I want to play football. So there you go. There's an instance of somebody taking a few years off.
Yeah. Not 6 from Kaepernick, but 3.
3, yeah.
But I guess he had 0 NFL playing experience before that too.
Exactly.
School, whatever. Another best was the Dolphins' sweet double reverse pass and their execution on that one.
Yeah, they because the commentators, spoiler alert, my best commentators, Al Michaels, John Madden, another fucking John Madden game. I love John Madden now.
Wow. How far you've come, man.
You're welcome. I know. That was just for you, Greg.
This.
I mean, it's John Madden.
Sloughing on the praise.
John Madden's great. But yeah, so he was talking about how you shouldn't be having players who don't do handoffs making handoffs, because this is what happens, and they fumbled the handoff.
Yeah.
On the
players who are not used to receiving handoffs, especially from players who are not used to handing it off. So now you get a double.
Exactly. That's what he was saying.
Yeah, John Madden's the man.
Vince Wilfork just belly flopped on that football too. It was amazing.
The Dolphins at this point has scored 13 points in the third quarter
on the season.
13 games.
Not their best quarter. historically. And to be fair, they scored a touchdown in the third quarter.
Week 15, and you got 14 or 13 for them. This is week 14, and you got 13 points in the third.
That's
They got
bad.
to 20. They got a touchdown, and so they're good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's right.
And then my two bests are the videos they had of both Mike Vrabel. For some reason, they were featuring him.
Yeah.
And
Because he went back to college to get his degree because he had one class he had to take.
Yes.
Yeah.
And they said, if you can have one nickname, what's it going to be? And he said, I want to be called Money Mike Vrabel. Which, that's ridiculously corny. I love it.
It's so bad.
It's like Fast Willie Parker.
Yeah. To be fair, he was fast. I don't know if Vrabel was money.
So money, dude.
Money Mike.
Money Mike.
And then the one with Jason Taylor.
Mm. Talking about how great Tom Brady was.
Yeah, he's like, I know Manning's got all the stats, but Brady's a winner. So if I had to start a team, I'm definitely picking Brady.
Yeah. Did he say like I would just throw a bunch of money at Tom Brady?
Yeah, he was the man. He's
awesome.
All about Tom Brady, and I secretly love him. So
fair enough. All right. I will do this because my best
of this New England team. More on Troy. Let's go down to the field and Michelle Tafoya. Michelle.
Yeah, Al, the Patriots team philosophy is simple. Each player knows his role and nobody cares who gets the credit. But Troy Brown is getting a little extra credit from his teammates this season for contributing in every phase of the game. He is the team's third all-time leading receiver, and yet he's tied for the team lead in interceptions this season. Not only that, he's a regular on special teams. In fact, Tom Brady told me earlier this season, no one has been better than Brown.
Oh, that's still going.
It's fun for us to watch him because to think that a Pro Bowl receiver could go over and play defense and play the way he's played, what a lift it's provided. What it shows is that nobody is afraid to do anything. Nobody is afraid to try to help the team. Nobody's afraid to go out there and do anything they can to contribute. I mean, he's been the best player on this team for a long time. It's still the same way it is.
I asked Brown which is the tougher position to play, wide receiver or cornerback. He said cornerback by far. And he said he thought, Al, that it would get easier over the course of the season, but it's only getting tougher as teams continue to collect tape and figure out how he's playing.
Troy Brown, he has been, as I say, the embodiment very much so of this New England Patriot team. Whatever you need, somebody seems to step up, and New England will get the ball first. Olindo Mare will kick off for Miami.
So, I mean, maybe that should just be the intro of our podcast. Just the Monday Night Crew talking about how great Tom Brady is, or Troy Brown is, and with Tom Brady talking about how Troy Brown is the best player on the Patriots.
I agree with that.
Phenomenal way to start a football game.
That is nice.
Yeah. So that was my best by far. Also, I like the fact that we had a Sammy Morris sighting, who would eventually, as we know, play for those Patriots, but not catch a touchdown from Tom Brady. But he would rush for a few. I was always a big Sammy Morris fan when he came to the Pats. I felt like he was underrated. And I feel, hot take alert, Greg, this one's for you.
Okay.
The Patriots, the reason that they didn't win the Super Bowl in 2007 is because Sammy Morris got hurt. And they just lost all semblance of a ground game. I think if they were able to still have Sammy Morris in there, he was super effective, they would have won that Super Bowl.
It's a pretty hot take.
There you go.
It is hot.
Yeah. So don't at me, as they say. And also, I feel like we're doing this.
That take was mid, bro.
I feel like we're doing this on a regular basis. So I think this is going to be a segment.
Steve didn't understand that, did you, Steve?
I didn't get it at all. Don't mid me? Is that what you said?
Mid.
That take was mid.
That's like the new way kids are calling things like
mediocre,
shitty, or lame.
Yeah.
Is something is mid.
I'm more of a bussin' guy. I've been using that a lot.
Bussin' rules, dude. I gotta give you that one.
I use it incorrectly, but I like it.
No kidding.
Like I like it if something's busy. Like, oh, this place is bussin', you know? It's a lot going on.
Busting at the seams. Yes.
Yeah. Not unexpectedly good.
Typical. All right, but yeah, I wanted to
bussing with the boys, me and the dogs hanging out, bussing around.
Food can be bussin', you know.
Oh yeah, anything can be
This
bussin'.
fucking burger is bussin'.
God damn
We
it.
were in New York and Ellie didn't even know what it meant.
It's getting old.
And I was like, come on, Ellie. And then like a couple of days later, she sends me a screenshot from one of her teachers saying, oh, there's 3 coffee places giving out coffee. It's busted.
And Steve's like, it means busy.
Well, that's when I realized that it was wrong. And I didn't, like, oh shit, that's how you're supposed to use it.
Oh
man.
shit.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so well, speaking of bussing, I want to do a new segment. It's
Can we call it Bussin' with the Browns?
sure.
Yeah. I like the name. Let's get a jingle for that too.
Or Billy Bussin, because it's basically how was Bill Belichick a genius in this game? So it's going to be Greg's
God.
favorite. Yeah. Because we had something last week. I don't remember what it was. You, Steve? Something last week?
Either.
Yeah, but it was something about Bill Belichick being a genius. So this week, Bill Belichick rolled out something that John Madden had never seen before. And when you've done that to John Madden, I think you can qualify that as something that's genius. In this case, he rolled out a defense with 0 defensive linemen because the Dolphins decided that they weren't going to run the ball. Probably maybe because they had Sammy Morris and who was the other guy? Travis Minor, I believe, were the 2 running backs.
Yep.
So the Patriots were just not going to respect because they weren't throwing the ball on, or they weren't running the ball on first down. So they put out 6 linebackers and 5 defensive backs and got off the field every single time that they rolled that out. So, and it was one of those things where they had, nobody in a 3-point position. Like everybody was standing around, milling around like they do. The amoeba defense, but also with no linemen, which John Madden was.
Today's day and age is not that uncommon, but
right. I would kind of expect to see that in today's day and age because nobody runs the ball anyway. So just get some pass rush specialists out there. But I think Belichick's kind of going the other way, where he is phasing out linebackers altogether. And I think he's going to do what the Dutch did in the 70s and play total football and have a positionless defense, and everybody's going to be a safety, an oversized safety who can cover and also tackle and also rush a passer. So how's that for a hot take, Greg? Positionless defense.
Stopped listening.
Once you hear the Belichick genius,
see how much of a blubbering little bitch Greg is.
Dolphins, 20 carries, 52 yards.
Not great.
That's what I mean.
3 touchdowns, though.
Did you know that Jason Taylor married Zach Thomas's wife?
I did not know.
Yeah.
Wait, his wife?
Sister. Sorry.
I was going to say. And didn't Zach Thomas and Kevin Euclid have a family member in common or something like that?
Brady.
Was it? Oh,
Euclid married Brady's sister.
Yeah,
that's what it was. All right.
Also, Jason Taylor's sister is Joy Taylor from the Colin Cowherd Show.
Yeah. You didn't know that?
No.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know who that is.
It's like the second host.
Yeah.
The Colin Cowherd.
Where he's always like, Joy, I got something to say, Joy. Yeah.
No, who's Colin Cowherd?
Don't play dumb with me.
We know Steve because we had oh wait, no, did she work? We had that guest on who worked for Colin Cowherd.
Really?
Manufactured the hot takes for him, yeah.
Yep.
Oh, cool. What did he say?
We were just like, how the hell do you actually believe these hot takes? And they said, no, they don't.
Right.
All they care about is getting people riled up.
Yeah. Tanya Ray Fox, that's who it was.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
She also shared Steve's hate for Brett Favre, though. So they bonded on that.
Yes.
And she relayed a story of Brett Favre not knowing what a cover 2 defense was. He didn't understand the idea of cover 2.
That was one of the playoff episodes, I feel like, of the 2000.
No, I don't remember. I thought it was the Green Bay episode. That's why we're talking about Brett Favre.
I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah.
There's in so many of these fucking episodes, I can't keep them straight.
There have been a lot of episodes. This is correct.
How many are we on right now?
84, something like that. Mid 80s.
Hey, Kelly, you're live on the pod.
Okay. I was just calling to say hi.
Yeah, you want to say anything for the fans?
I love you. I miss you so much.
Kelly, what did you have for dinner tonight?
All right. Bye, Kelly.
Bye.
Oh, goodness. All right. I think on that
Kelly
note,
says hi.
yeah, we heard. Appreciate that.
Mm-hmm.
On that note, do you have anything else you'd like to talk about in this game?
What's next
Nope.
week?
Next week, Patriots travel to Giants Stadium to play the New York Football Jets.
Yo,
Nice.
next week is going to be busting.
Boston.
The 10-4 New York Jets coming in.
Ooh.
Yeah, 4:00
Bust.
game Sunday, the day after Christmas, Boxing Day,
Oh, that's pretty mid.
2004. You're pretty mid, you fucking goober.
Yeah, let's make an effort for next week to see if we can get a little younger demo going here and start using some fucking slang. All right, some TikTok slang.
God,
Yeah, I'm all over it.
Yeah.
Steve's busting all over it.
It's busting.
This is gonna go well. I can feel it. All
The
right,
boy be busting.
I'd be busting every day.
goodness. And on that note, until we see you next week or whenever we record another episode, we will see you later.
Yeah.
See you later. See you later.
Yeah.